Hello and welcome to History Through Question.
Today's topic is prominent personalities, important facts, and today we're going to discuss Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya was in news. It is because of the Shankaracharya temple, which we're going to discuss in last. First, some another basic information. First and the foremost information is Shankaracharya was born in the Kaladi, and this Kaladi is located in the Kerala in the year 788 Common Era. He was an important Bhakti saint. Next factual information with reference to the Adi Shankaracharya, he propounded the doctrine of Advaita. This doctrine of Advaita is quite important, and this Advaita doctrine is also known by name monoism. Next, he wrote various commentaries on the various Vedic canons. These Vedic canons such as Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, and these commentaries wrote by Adi Shankara is in Sanskrit language. Another important information is his major work, if we talk about, is the Brahma, Brahma Sutra Bhashya, also known as the Bhashya or the commentary on the Brahma Sutra. His most famous stotra, if we talk about, is that is the Bhaja Govinda Stotra, and he also composed the Nirvana Shaptakam. These are some of their important works. At the same time, Adi Shankaracharya traveled almost the length and breadth of India to spread the Advaita Vedanta which he propounded. He was also responsible for the revival of Hinduism. He also played an important role in the revival of Hinduism because at that time Buddhism was at their extreme point, or simply Buddhism was gaining the popularity. So he propounded his Advaita doctrine and countered the emergence of Buddhism or the popularity of Buddhism with his doctrine. Next, he was an ardent devotee of the Lord Shiva. Another factual information. Next, if we talk about, not only he propounded the doctrine, but at the same time he also criticized the various important schools of philosophy. Among them, the most important is the Mimamsa school of philosophy. Now, if we talk about the Mimamsa school of philosophy, he also explained a major point of divines. Divines means difference that exists between the Hinduism on the one hand and the Buddhism on the another hand, because in this way he countered the growth of Buddhism. So what he talked about with reference to the Buddhism is that Buddhism assert that there is no soul. So under Buddhism there is a concept of no soul and no self. There is no soul exists or neither the self exists. But with reference to Hinduism, he advocated that Atma, that is the soul, or we can also say that self, it exists in the Hinduism. So it was its important criticism point. At the same time, if we talk about its own doctrine, that is the Advaita. So the basic theme of the Advaita is Advaita or the monoism is one unchanging entity, an entity that can never change. So in this way he talks about the entity in the form of the Brahma, and he says that ki Brahma alone is real while changing entity do not have absolute existence. Rest on the other hand, that is the world is full of Maya, or we can also say that the illusion, and only the self is real and this world is full of illusion. So a person who fulfill or simply who realizes this, that is the concept of the self and the Brahma, attains the moksha, that the ultimate objective of life, or simply the liberation of soul. And it can only be possible when you realize that one unchanging entity exists in the form of Brahma and also realizes the self and considered the world as a full of Maya or the illusions. Now, his doctrine, that is the Advaita doctrine, also says that there is no difference between the Atma and Brahma. So in that way, it talks about the monoism, that is Atma and Brahma are the one and the same. Okay, so the individual soul is not different from the Brahma, hence it's propounded the doctrine named Advaita, meaning the non-duality. So Advaita, monoism or the non-duality. Non-duality in the form that it considered the Atma, that is the self, and the Brahma, that is the creator or the unchanging entity, is the one and the same. Next, if we talk about Adi Shankaracharya established 4 important maths in the 4 corners of the India, and this tradition continues to this day. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 mathas that was created by Adi Shankaracharya. The first and the foremost is the Sri Sringeri. This math is located in the Chikmagalur district in Karnataka. So this math is in south. Next, if we talk about the Kalika math, it is located in the Dwarka in the Gujarat. So area wise it is in the west. Next is the Govardhan math. This Govardhan math is located in Puri district, that is the Odisha. So it is in east. Next or last is the Jyotir math. So Jyotir math, it is in the Badri Krishrama, that was located in the Uttarakhand region. So in this way, north, south, east, west region. And one more important thing he talked about, that he preached the renunciation. Renunciation in the sense that if you realize that the world is full of illusions, you renunciate it. And later on, the adoption of knowledge. He stressed upon the knowledge. Unless and until you have right knowledge, then only it is possible for you to realize the one unchanging entity, that is the Brahma or the self. So the first and the foremost thing, you need to renunciate the world or the Maya, that is whole illusion, and second, adopted the path of knowledge. So once you have knowledge, then you are in a position to realize this one unchanging entity, that is the Brahma. Okay, now let's talk about why Adi Shankaracharya was in news. Recently, as per the age-old tradition that is related to the Amarnath pilgrimage, for pilgrimage I use P. So in Amarnath pilgrimage, one holy mace, this holy mace is known as the Chari Mubarak, and this Chari Mubarak is related to the Lord Shiva. It was brought to the ancient Shankaracharya temple. That's why this Shankaracharya temple is in news. Now let's discuss important point with reference to the art and culture of Shankaracharya temple. So first and the foremost thing, this temple is also known by various names. Another name is the Jyoteshwara temple. Jyoteshwara temple. Another name is, on the other hand, Buddhists called this temple by the name, that is the Pas Peher. Even Persians and Jews call it by different names, that is the Bagh e Suleiman. So this Bagh e Suleiman, in English version, it known as the Garden of King Solomon. As it suggests that Persian and Zeus is also related with reference to this temple. So various Persian inscriptions are also found inside this temple. Now, if we talk about its location, so it is on the top of the Shankaracharya hill that is located in the Srinagar, Kashmir. Srinagar, Kashmir. So this temple is located in the Kashmir. So this temple is considered as one of the oldest temple of the valley of Kashmir, and undoubtedly this temple is dedicated to the Lord Shiva, because Adi Shankaracharya was an ardent follower of Lord Shiva. If we talk about its time periods, so the temple dates, it goes back to 200 BC. Although जो present structure है, its present structure is probably dates to the 9th century AD. So let's talk about why this temple is known as the Shankaracharya temple. It is because Adi Shankaracharya was visited this temple, and has ever since this temple is been associated with him. Okay, let's talk about some structural element of this temple. So This temple location is Kashmir. So definitely the ancient temple is built in the indigenously early Kashmiri style of architecture. And in the Kashmiri style of architectures, one distinct element is the shikhara. Shikhara style is prominently evident in this building design. At the same time, and one distinct element is the horseshoe arch-shaped type of pattern is clearly visible. So these are some of the important points with reference to this Adi Shankaracharya temple or the Shankaracharya temple. So this is all about the Adi Shankaracharya. So if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching this. Have a good day and stay safe.